Welcome to Transport Vlog. My name is Paul, and in this video I'm going to provide an update on the Sydney Metro work that is happening at a number of the different stations. So normally I cover one station per video, and this one I'm going to cover several stations. So besides covering the stations, I'll also cover Chatswood dive site. I'm actually going to kick off with that. I'm going to skip Crow's Nest Station because I'm doing a separate video on that very soon. I'll then cover all the other stations down to Sydenham. I'll also do an update on the track laying, which is something I haven't done before. So here is some on-train footage of the work that's happening at Chatswood dive site. This footage was taken on the 14th of June 2021. This is the exit from the northbound tunnel. The piles are covered with some black material, so it's hard to know how this is progressing. The white piling machine is coming into view here. And here is the entrance to the southbound tunnel. Lots of piling work still required here to support the existing rail lines and create the descent into the tunnel. All the track that used to be here has now been removed, and the construction site has been extended further south to here. Here is the view of the Chatswood dive site going backwards in the opposite direction. You can see how well the descent into the northbound tunnel is progressing. So now at Victoria Cross Station in North Sydney, these photos were sent in by someone who works in the Channel 9 building. The Channel 9 building is on Denison Street, so these views are looking towards Miller Street on the other side. I really want to thank this person for sending in these photos because these are far better than anything you could get at ground level. This is where the main station entrance to Victoria Cross Station is being built, which is in the heart of North Sydney. At the end of the station box on the right is where the platforms will start. You can see this a little bit more clearly on this map. You can see how the platforms are under Miller Street, just slightly north of this station box. So as you can see, there's lots of work going on here. It's quite difficult to know what's actually happening, so if you do know or have some ideas, do let me know in the comments. These photos were taken on the 12th of June. There's definitely something happening over on the right. This could be for lifts or escalators or emergency stairs. Again, I'm not quite sure, but if you know or you have some ideas, please do let me know in the comments. This is Barangaroo Station. So the main news is that on the north side of the station box, all the precast super T-beams have now been installed, as you can see here. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, do watch my last Barangaroo update video. I'll link to that in the description below. That video had live footage of a precast super T-beam being lifted into the station box on a crane and then being positioned into place. Really fascinating to watch. As we get more to the middle of the station box, it looks like that something is covering the precast super T-beams. I'm not sure if this is temporary or will form part of the permanent roof. It looks fairly temporary to me. This footage was taken on Monday the 14th of June. This was the Queen's birthday public holiday weekend, so there was very little work taking place. Now looking at the central part of the station, this is where the entrance into Barangaroo Reserve is going to be. There is a lot more concrete now than there was in my last update, and the stairs for construction workers have been moved to this location, as you can see here. In my last video I pointed out the work that's happening just here. This seems to have really progressed. I think this will either be escalators down to the station platforms or stairs or both. The red girders are a temporary steel structure to support Hickson Road. They were installed prior to the station box being excavated and will be removed when the station is complete. Thanks to the person that explained this in the comments of the last video. Now looking at the south side of the station box. More precast super T-beams have been installed since my last update, as you can see here. There are still a few more Super T-beams to be installed at the south end of the station box, as you can see here. Here's 4 of the Super T-beams ready to be put into place next week sometime. And lots of work is happening here at the southern end of the station box. The temporary stairs for the construction workers have been moved to the south end of the box. So now at Martin Place Station, I'm on Hunter Street at the moment. There's a little viewing window behind, so I'll start there and then I'll also have a look from Elizabeth Street. So this is looking through the viewing hole on Hunter Street. This was also on Monday the 14th of June. This is the site for the north entrance to Martin Place Station, which will open onto Hunter Street. This footage was also taken on Monday the 14th of June. This is looking east towards Elizabeth Street. So to help you get your bearings, you can see the north construction site here. I was looking from Hunter Street a minute ago. The tunnels are quite far apart here, the northbound tunnel running under Castlereagh Street and the southbound tunnel running under Elizabeth Street. There is a smaller construction site further south which is for the entrance to Martin Place. I'll show you a little bit of footage of that in a moment. This is taken from Elizabeth Street from a small hole in one of the access gates. I'd love to tell you what's going on here, but I really don't know. So if you do know, let me know in the comments. Hunter Street, where I was looking from earlier, is over on the right. My last Martin Place Station update was in March 2021. And although it's difficult to know what's going on here, a lot has changed since that time. Again, I'll link to that video in the description below. One thing I didn't cover in my last Martin Place update is the other entrance to the Blythe Street tunnelling support site, which is on O'Connell Street. Its purpose now is to allow tracks and sleepers to be delivered into the tunnels. Here is what it looks like from the inside. On a weekday it's much easier to see what's going on here, so if you're ever walking past, it's on O'Connell Street close to the junction with Hunter Street. This is the south site of Martin Place Station. This is taken from Martin Place itself through a really tiny gap in the hoarding, which is why I'm taking this in portrait mode. Again, hard to know what is going on here, but if you have any ideas, do let me know in the comments. Now covering Pitt Street Station. Like Martin Place, this station also has 2 construction sites, the larger one being the north construction site, and there's a smaller south construction site. The footage I'm going to show you in a moment is just from the north construction site. Notice that the tunnels are quite far apart here as well, so the northbound tunnel is under Pitt Street and the southbound tunnel is under Castlereagh Street. So knowing this should help you get your bearings. This is taken from the 11th floor lift lobby on 250 Pitt Street. Thank you to one of my subscribers for suggesting this location. This footage was taken on the 16th of June. Again, it's a little bit difficult for me to understand exactly what is going on here, so if you do know, do let me know in the comments. This footage was taken on Wednesday the 16th of June. Do check out my last Pitt Street station update. I'll link to that in the description below for you as well. You can see a vertical concrete support pillar quite clearly on the left. The lift you can see here is carrying construction workers. Behind the construction cabins is Park Street. So this view is looking south. And if you look closely on the other side of Park Street, you can see the Criterion Hotel. Now looking from a lower floor, you can see the concrete pillar on the left more clearly now. The passenger tunnel on the south side that I mentioned in my last update video, I think is behind the concrete support pillar, but it seems to have been closed off. You can see the construction workers as they come out of the lift. This is the Central Station construction site from the train. Unlike most of the other stations, Central Station is being built from the top down. I noticed a hole here and another hole just here. I'm not sure what the purpose of these holes are, but I'm sure this will become apparent over time. Now moving on to the northern concourse and the feature roof. This is looking for the grand concourse towards platforms 8, 9 and 10. This footage was on Saturday the 19th of June. The main difference here is that the plastic material that was covering this area has now been removed. When this opens, it will dramatically increase passenger capacity between the grand concourse and the suburban platforms. This is how it looked back in early April with the plastic coverings. Now coming down an escalator from the grand concourse level down to the north concourse level. This has changed dramatically since my last update back in May. A whole new area to the left has been opened up. The area between the two white pillars here is the area that has now been opened up to the public. Coming into view now on the left is a new set of ticket gates. The new ticket gate exits to Eddy Avenue and also to the existing escalators to the grand concourse level. This is the view from the new ticket gates looking the other way. Notice the new passenger information train displays here. These show the next train from each platform. Behind this is the construction site for the Sydney Metro platforms. Now looking from the new ticket gates towards the escalators. And here is a reminder of how it looked in May 2021. The white hoarding on the left has now been removed, and this is where the extra space and the new ticket gates are now. Another view of how it used to look. Now at Waterloo Station, and something is happening on the corner of Raglan Street and Botany Road, as you can see here. It's not at the location where I thought the station entrance is going to be, so it's left me quite perplexed. If you have any ideas, do let me know in the comments. This is the view from Botany Road. All this footage was on Monday the 14th of June. This is Cope Street, and I'm on the corner of Cope Street and Raglan Street. And the good thing about here is there is a really good observation window just here on Raglan Street. Coming into view now. From here you can see right into the station box. At the far end are the tunnels that will take the line towards Sydenham. The northbound tunnel is a little bit easier to spot, it's just here. The southbound tunnel is behind the scaffolding. Like most Sydney Metro stations, this one is being built from the bottom up, so starting with the platforms, then working up to the concourse and then up to the station entrance. In my last update video I was able to get inside the station box, so well worth checking that out. Link to that video is in the description. Here are some still images that are a little bit more zoomed in. Now approaching Sydenham Station, you can see new fencing appearing on the right. This will house the cabling for the various Sydney Metro communication and automatic train operation systems. Just here is where the Sydney Metro lines will come to the surface. The future track bed for the Sydney Metro lines is becoming more apparent now. It's a little bit obscured by the black fencing. See a bit more of it here. Do check out my previous Sydenham and Marrickville dive site update videos so you can see how this has all progressed over the last few months. Links to these are in the description below. Now coming into view is the new Sydney Metro platforms. That's platforms 1 and 2 at Sydenham Station. These have been extended in this direction. This footage was also taken on Monday the 14th of June. The new straight Sydney Metro platforms are really taking shape now, as you can see here. From the Bedwin Road Bridge you can see on the right the housing for the various Sydney Metro systems cables now appearing. The Marrickville dive site has now been handed over to Systems Connect. They do all the sexy things such as the track and the signalling, so we should see evidence of that very soon. And here are new sleepers in Sydenham Pit, all ready to be laid. Lots of track has already been laid in the tunnels themselves. Some track has also been laid in the entrances to the tunnels at this end, but no track has yet been laid within the new Trains Facility South maintenance area. To finish off, I want to talk a little bit about the track laying. Although there is no evidence of any track laying from the surface, quite a lot is happening underground. This is my understanding of what's happened with the track laying based on talking to a few Sydney Metro staff at a recent community event. The tracks have been laid from just inside the tunnel entrances at Chatswood dive site to Crow's Nest. The tracks have been laid in the northbound tunnel from Barangaroo to Victoria Cross, and I'll post a link to a 7 News video that covers this. Other locations where the tracks have been laid or track work laying is in progress include Barangaroo to Martin Place and from Waterloo to the tunnel entrances at Marrickville dive site. So that was my Sydney Metro update as of June 2021. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you have any questions as well, leave those below and I'll do my best to answer them. If you haven't already subscribed to the Transport Vlog YouTube channel, then please do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.